and Dirty Jersey Rat, a new clipper on the scene. So feel free to give Dirty Jersey Rat a follow. Watches quite a lot of the smaller shows, which I enjoy, which I like.
Well, looky here. How are you, Mr. Dixon? How you doing, sir?
Oh, hey, Karmic. Nice to see you.
You know what? It's nice to see you too, and I mean that. I hope you're doing well.
Well, man, I have been watching, so I guess I just turned it on at just the right time.
Yeah, you mean you just flipped it on just now, and then this is what was happening, unfolding?
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, I think you heard what happened yesterday, I'm sure, through the grapevine, you know.
I've been unplugged for days, man. I haven't heard anything. It seems like you guys broke up, and like I don't know how long it's been since you've watched my show. How long has it been?
I'd say since probably June, May or April. And the last time I seen your show, I was in the chat just, you know, carrying on the way I used to. But, yeah, it's been since then, around that point. So May or April. And, yeah, things have kind of went in a direction, perhaps. So.
Oh, yeah, they've moved along nicely. But,
yeah.
But one thing, I'm sure it was one hell of a summer for you. And all I was trying to get across, and I don't know what you've heard, I don't know what you've been told, but most of what I was saying, especially like right at the start, like I could see that one day, and I talked about this with you on MLC, how messed up you were that one day, and I was like, I know exactly what's going on, man. I mean, I could just see it, that there's this expectation that was put on you regarding, you know, talking to the opposite sex and shit like that.
Yes.
And that kind of confusion, I kind of like, well, now what do I do? You know, like you're really trying hard just not to step in shit.
Yes, and you know what? I respect that, and I'm sure in certain respects, a relationship, when you're building a relationship with somebody, you kind of respect certain things, but you know, it's also very limiting. It keeps you in a certain fucking pen, if you will, and you can't really get out of it, and it kind of makes it difficult. It makes it difficult to be a public persona when you have to limit who and where and what you have to do with your personal career. And that's where I came to. I came to that conclusion, and I'm just being real with you. And while I do care about her, it's just that I got to be able to do what I fucking want to do with my career, while she can do what she wants to do with hers. So there's a certain amount of freedom that a person in her position is allowed. I wasn't personally allowed that to be able to continue a relationship. And that's just where I'm at.
Did you find that it was sort of like it was like there was like you were a second class citizen sort of in the relationship? Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I questioned my sanity, I questioned my intelligence every step of the way. And that's not a healthy way to go through any fucking relationship, as far as I'm concerned. A relationship is supposed to be a positive experience. And I was like, what can I do? What the fuck can I do?
It's supposed to add to your life, not take away from it. You know?
Absolutely. And not feel resentment and guilt for nothing.
Yeah. I know that feeling for sure, man. I mean, like it's we both. I mean, we dated the same person. There's no question about that. And like that's part of what, when I saw you, I was like, oh, that confirmed it for me that we definitely dated the same person. It's really you start to question it. You're like you said, question your sanity. You start to go, am I this guy that I keep hearing about? Because you find yourself, I don't know about you, but maybe increasingly feeling isolated and stuff like that, and like you can't really talk about it to, I mean, anybody. You know, it's like your private hell.
Absolutely. And you couldn't say anything, because if you had a counterpoint, it's like it puts you in the shit box pretty much. And it's like, how can we continue forward if I can't offer, you know, a counterpoint to what's going on? And I know we're digging deep, and I even know I was like, we shouldn't even talk about her.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what difference does it make at this point? You talked a lot about her already, and I have no intention of screaming about her being a C or anything like that. You know.
Yeah, I went down that path.
I only edited that, for no good reason. But like when here's something I was curious about. You mentioned she said that she was going to toss you out in the cold when you were if you had a difference of opinion or something like that. You meant that literally?
Literally, it had happened several occasions. It's like, okay, how am I supposed to have dialogue with this person if she's going to put me in a position where I would be helpless without her? You know what I mean? Because I'm a stranger in a new land. She's the only connection I have with this new area. I don't know what to do. And there I am trying to have a dialogue with her, and she is keeping it a one-sided dialogue. So I have to spend the next 5 hours till 5 in the morning listening to her while I can't say shit. So I'm trying to understand what the fuck.
Yeah,
it's soul crushing.
Yeah, it is. And to clarify, you mean literally she was going to just throw you out of the apartment?
Yep. Just because I had a different opinion to what these accusations she was throwing at me. She wanted me to feel like I was doing wrong by her, and it never got to that point. I've never done wrong by her.
Oh, yeah, me neither. I mean, like, I know that sounds unbelievable to you, maybe, because I know that you've been listening to her a lot, but there's never been anybody that I was more faithful to. It's the same thing that happened to me, actually, except it was in the car because, we shared the plate. I mean, I wasn't going to just like leave. Although, there was but she wanted me to get out of the car so she could drive away and leave me, in another state. I'm like, well,
yeah.
And she's like, you're a big boy. You're grown up. You can figure it out, but like, I'm not comfortable with you right now and stuff like that. I don't know if she used words like that for you.
Yeah, she did. And I did not do anything abrasive. I was just offering a counterpoint to the argument that she created. She always created these situations that didn't make sense to me. Here's the thing, Pat. I would do a stream where I was really proud of it. I was extraordinarily proud of it. I felt I got to a certain level in whatever stream I was doing. And then I would go to her and she would list all these reservations and take every fucking ounce of wind out of my sails. And it made me second guess everything.
It was. Yeah. I hear you getting worked up about it because it's like, you're really proud of the work you did. And then it's just like, boom, and and you do. The problem is, and like, something about that situation, you become reliant on, getting along with her, reliant on her, approval, and her like all that shit, and it's it's the unhealthy power dynamic does affect your behavior too, and you end up.
I want to apologize to you, Pat, and I want to apologize to Taz for this trip down MLC Alley where you've been painted as a piece of shit, and I want to apologize to you personally.
Wow, that's so unexpected, Karmic, and so appreciated. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and I mean that because I went over the line, I ran down MLC Alley, and it was just let's keep this perspective on you. Let's keep this look on you. And I, when I was in this relationship, I just realized, a lot of puzzle pieces were starting to fit that I was listening to. When you told the audience about what was going on with you and her on a personal level, it started to just make sense. So I do want to owe you. I want to owe Taz, Doug Nelson, and everybody else in your concern an apology. And I know there was a lot of shit said, and I don't blame you if you hold any resentment towards me. I understand because it's justified, but I do really mean that. I do owe you an apology. So
well, okay, thank you. And look, and I'll just say that look, I understood the situation that you were in. I mean, what are you going to do? Take my side and not get laid that night? Take my side and like not have the relationship you want to have. It's You know, I mean, look, I always think that it's nice if you can stay out of things that you don't really know about, you know, and all that. And I know that's what
True.
it seems like that's what you're apologizing for, and I appreciate that. But aside from that, no, I do get it. I mean, like it's look, Felicia is you know, look, a very intense person to be in a relationship with. She's highly concentrated, you know,
Yes.
and she has a way of becoming sort of. Look, I mean, maybe it's the guy she picks. I don't know, you know, but she has a way of becoming very important to those people. I mean, she was very important to me, believe it or not. I mean, a lot
I
of people don't
agree.
understand that, but I mean,
No,
like that's
I
how I
agree.
felt.
I agree, and
Although,
I heard it from you too, Pat. I actually heard that from you that you gave a shit about her. You even said that she is funny, and you did you gave her kudos about who she is in her profession. But yeah, it's there's an expectation that is unattainable, I feel, and for any normal man. So I do wish she can find somebody who can attain that expectation, but it sure as fuck ain't me. You know, I'm just
dude,
being real with you.
can I tell you the truth? I was hoping that it would be you. You know, I really wanted it to be you that would really completely, you know, seal the deal, take her down the road of 10 or 15 years or whatever, you know, and you guys would be together forever. Whatever. You know, in the beginning, I thought that could happen, you know, and I'm sure you did too, you know.
I did. I wanted to be like, you know, this expectation. She wanted this perfect fucking relationship. I wanted to be that, but yeah, it's definitely unattainable. It's there's a fairy tale expectation she has, like the Prince Charming. She wants everything to be perfectly meticulous her way. And you know what? We're human beings. We don't read minds. We don't know exactly what she wants in any given moment. It's a I it's bad.
I think it's not only unattainable. I think it's non-existent. I mean, I really do think that there's nothing that, you know, if you did exactly what she wanted, there would still be that, like, you know, let me check your phone, or let me, you know, like whatever it is that she's suspicious about. You know, I just don't think that her expectations can be met. That's how it felt to me. But I mean, far be it from me to like judge everybody by my own self or whatever. But and one thing is that, okay, you say she didn't want you to go to Hackamania, but she didn't
Yeah.
say that. What she said was, okay, no, go. I encourage you to go. Of course, I can never talk to you again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like, okay, this relationship, she holds it over every situation. If you want to do this, but we just can't be together. I'm like, I'm trying to do a relationship with you. It's like, nah, what do you expect out of me? It's like, okay, do you want to keep me away from you? And then I even asked her several times, and she never gave me a clear answer. Why did you target me for a relationship? And she never gave. She's like, "Well, I agree with your points." I'm like, "What are those points?" And I never got a straight
I
answer.
agree with your points.
Yeah,
I'm into you because I agree with your points.
yeah. And then I'm like, "What are
Which
those points?
points?
Could you illuminate that for me,
Like
please?"
I'm not into Dixon points. You know, how about
I,
that? It's like, yeah,
yeah.
I argue with Dixon. I don't know what the points were. What are these magical points that any guy can have and be attractive to her? That's ridiculous.
I think when I was on like the anti-Dixon kick, when I was wrapped up in the MLC situation, and you know what, I did apologize, but and it didn't help your concern.
Oh, she's like, oh, I love this story that you tell about Quad and Shmuel and Dixon. That story. That's
That
I
that
love it. That's a
she
great point.
she didn't tell me that one. You know, she didn't tell me that story was the illuminating factor in being interested in me, but it probably might have been. It's like, oh, stick it to Dixon. Yeah, that's what I feel that's what was kind of going on. So
I'm sure it didn't hurt, you know. I mean, look,
yeah.
I asked her that question too. I asked that question numerous times. Usually right before I would be like, why don't we just break up? Because I'd say like, why are we even together? Why would you even date me? All these things that you say are wrong with me, none of them are compatible with anything that you want, right? Everything is
Yeah.
fucked up in your mind all the time. I'm the worst person ever. So why would you even want to date me?
It is an important moment. Me and me and Dick We will talk soon there, Mersh. Hop 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 back soon,
It's a
sir.
television event, you know. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's the first time, and yeah, Mersh is welcome. But at this moment, we're making headway.
this
We're
is the
moving
guys who
forward.
fucked Felicia Club, okay?
Yeah, you're not invited yet, Mersh. It's a joke, Felicia. I'm trying to be a comedian like you wanted me to, but also didn't want me to. She said, I don't want to be involved with a comedian, but she pushed me in these open mic situations. What the fuck? I don't understand it.
That is weird, isn't it? I think
It's
she
very
doesn't want to be involved in any existing comedian who has
Yeah.
existing contacts who could like do damage to her in the business, who might create confusion with her career.
You want to know something crazy, Pat? We went to a fucking orchestra. An orchestra. We had fun. We enjoyed some symphony. It was cool, you know. And the violinist was looking directly at me. I'm a different looking dude. When you put me into a city scenario, yeah, of course I stick out like a sore thumb.
Sitting there in your overalls and no shirt, chewing on a piece
Yeah.
of hay, big straw hat, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you put me in this situation, and I said I went to her. I said the violinist is staring at me like you would not believe, and she was beelining her eyes towards me. She went on Instagram and connected with her.
Oh wow, really?
A violinist who is 75 fucking feet away from me, who's staring at me. She went on Instagram to confront her. Just because I was saying she was looking at me.
Come on, man. Really? I know. Look, I don't give it the slightest moment's doubt. So you're saying you were at this orchestra show, right?
Yes.
You don't even remember what they were playing, I'm sure. And like
Gershwin.
and this fucking violinist probably who, I mean, do you think she was even, were you on the front row? I mean, was she,
No.
do you think she was really looking at you, or do you think she was just like one of these, you know, she's looking out into space? You know how a crowd looks that size,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's a big show. She probably just kind of like has a place that's comfortable where her head rests, where she likes to look, or maybe she picks out somebody in the audience to kind of make her feel like I'm playing for this person.
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of bullshit it is,
Who
but obviously
knows?
nothing can come from it.
Yeah. And it
She
was a
goes on
passing thought.
what did she say?
Well, she said that night, she's like, I connected with this person and that person on Instagram, the violinist who was staring at you, and I'm gonna have a word with her. Are you? And I'm like, are you for real? Are you for real? I just made a passing comment. It looked like she was staring at me, and I'm like, you know what? When you know the feeling that it looks like somebody is staring directly at you, it kind of makes you like, okay, that person is really staring at me. But yeah, I was way the fuck in the back bleeding seat row. It's not in the balcony, but
She
on the
didn't
single
even
floor.
see your face, probably.
Yeah, probably not. But I made a passing comment to Felicia. That violinist is giving me the eye just to talk. And she took that as a way to go on Instagram and connect with her to tell her what for. And I'm like, she didn't say she did, but she said, I made friends with her on Instagram. We can have a conversation now. And I'm like,
Oh,
are you
so-
kidding me?
So she didn't actually write this woman or anything. She just, you know, wanted to let you know that is closed. Don't even try it.
Yeah. And it was just like, you know what? She could be, for all I know, she could be looking at me like I'm a fucking circus freak. It didn't matter to Felicia. She looked at it like this woman was looking at me, and she's going to cement that I'm going to confront this woman for
she would
looking
have
at
to,
you.
She would have to go into the program, I guess, and find this
Yes.
person's name, and then
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, man,
And-
that is wild.
And count for several violinists and identify who exactly she was. And I'm like, oh my God, we've gone to this point. Am I really that important, Felicia, that a violinist, a professional violinist on stage took this fucker seriously? Yeah, like you're right. She's probably resting in a certain position, happening to be looking my way. And I just brought it up flippantly, like, you know, hey, she's looking. It looks like she's looking at me.
I mean, she, you know, social media, man, is like her like second language or something. Because she like, I told her that like when we weren't dating, right? We had been broken up, and then she went out of state for a while. She came back, and we sort of started talking again, seeing each other a little bit, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Reconnecting, and
Right.
she asked me if there was anybody else in the picture, and I'm like, there is. I wasn't going to get into it, but there is. Yeah, there's a girl I kind of see every once in a while.
Right.
There
You
was.
were away.
There was. So
Yeah.
I was being honest,
Being
because
real.
we were broken up,
Yeah.
and so she came over one time, and then after she left there, I mean, she saw something. I think that there was like a package with a C on it or something that the girl had left or something. She, from that, tracked down the girl from the letter C, tracked her down on Facebook, and wrote to her and saying, "Are you fucking Pat Dixon? Because I am fucking Pat Dixon." And, and starts this thing with a total stranger, somebody she doesn't know at all. Just because we weren't even in a relationship. We weren't even
Right.
in
You
a
were
relationship.
kind of just rekindling. You were a single man before that. Yeah, you gain relationships when you're single, and yeah, you were being just completely real with her. I was being completely real with her, and when she did not believe anything I was saying and making these weird,
I want
crazy
to mention this real quick, Karmic. Hey,
Sure
like,
thing.
The whole time you guys were dating, she and I only talked about half a dozen times. I mean, it was never more than that. I don't know what you heard, but we only talked maybe 6, maybe 7 times.
You mean during the time I was dating her?
Yeah.
Okay, I had
it.
no idea about that.
I'm pulling your leg, man. I'm sorry.
If it happened, it was like, oh, okay. If that happened, I'm like, holy shit, she's really playing an act. If that case, but no,
no,
if
we'll
that
never
never
talk again.
happened, though.
No, I mean, she tried getting in touch with me, and I always blew it. Not while you guys were together, of course,
Okay.
but like well before. She did try to get in touch, and I was like, I was kind of surprised to see you blowing off her phone calls and stuff like that, and I guess ignoring any text that you're getting or anything like that. I mean, she seems like, look, I mean, breakups sometimes have to happen a few times. So if this is the one that takes, and I have a feeling it will be, especially after tonight.
Yeah.
Then, I think that's great, man. You're really kind of getting off easy.
Yeah, I hope. I think so, and I think it was like, if it was a longer type of relationship, I can just see the writing on the walls already. I seen it by the first month of time I was spending with her. The first time I got to know her, it was great, and then after that, the assumptions grew, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well, and I was watching Bedabbler today too, and he was confused when you said that you were like in a prison there in her apartment. But I knew exactly what you meant, because you can't you're not free there exactly, and you can, because at any moment you could be tossed the fuck out. I remember those long car rides home, especially after one of those attempted, when she, and this seriously happened 3 times, where she's like legitimately saying, get out of my car. We're sitting there for like half an hour, and she's like continually telling me to get out of her car and all that shit. I'm in fucking Pennsylvania. I'm in Ohio. I'm hundreds of miles from home. I'm not getting out of the car. That's ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So when we would get back to wherever we were going, I'd be like, thank fucking God I'm on dry land again. There was that relief at least, But if you're in the apartment, you are just a prisoner.
Absolutely. And there was moments when I was riding with Felicia, and we had an argument that would carry on through the ride. And once I got to my destination, I knew I told her right there and then several times. I said, I'm packing my shit and I'm getting the fuck out of here. I said that to her, and then she started to hug me.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like, what am I supposed to do? Okay. She put me in a weird position so she can confront me and make me feel like this is it. We're walking on the precipice. Here you go, out the door. And that's what I felt every fucking time that she would have her argument with me. I never started an argument with her ever. I never called her a name. I never said anything of that sort. She called me several names. She assumed the worst in me. It was maddening.
Addicts lie, you're a drug addict, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you're like, you can't say shit in that situation. But we did the same thing happened with us. I mean, she would start an argument that was about nothing, nothing, literally nothing, apparently nothing, and then go on and on and on. It would go on for hours. I didn't think of it as an argument. I thought of it as a struggle session. You know, she go, no, come on now. You know what you did. Come on, you know, and just on and on and on. Who is it? Who's the next? Who's the next girl? You know, who else you got going on? Hours of this shit, right? And then,
absolutely.
and then when you're finally like, look, I don't have any more answers for you. I've told you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you, because then you start to just go, fine, I'm fucking everybody. I'm fucking literally everybody.
Right.
No, that's not true. So she's too good for that one. And then when you go, it's over. This is it. Then all of a sudden her demeanor changes. She softens, and now everything's fine again. Now the way she described that back to me was, after this happened many times, she goes, "You've been trying to break up with me for months. I keep saving the relationship."
Yeah.
She would say she was saving the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where you were trying to break up with her, but you're trying to break up with her because she's telling you that you know, it's like you can't fucking, you know, that is when things get to be like, okay, there's a kind of dishonesty where you're just flat out making shit up, and then there's a kind of dishonesty where she's not really making it up. Letter of the law, it's true, but it's not, you know, because like, you know, it's putting something forth that isn't real, just like she did with Hackamania, like saying, I encouraged him to go. And then only when pressed does she go, yeah, it crossed a boundary, and that would be the end.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, that's not, what about the counselor? Now, she wanted to see a counselor from day one with you.
Yes. And here's the thing. She said that would develop a stronger relationship as she gets back into the relationship world. You know what I mean? She was saying, hey, I'm getting back into it because I stayed away from it. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I was kind of looking to, you know, get some relationship experience as well. So there was a mutual thing there, you know, for her saying, I'm out of the market. I've been out of the market for 3 years. I'm getting back into it. So I kind of looked at it like, okay, let's do a relationship. Let's get some experience about this relationship shit. So I kind of looked at it like that.
Right. But like, was that a condition of dating her?
Well, when we started to talk about like similarities between me and her, that's where it felt like it was safe territory. We're both people who been, messed with. That's where my mindset was at that time. Messed with, and then all these things.
Now it's you and her against the world and all that.
Yeah, and that's how I was feeling about that time. It's like,
but
okay,
did she go like, if okay, I want to, the way I want to have a relationship is I want to see a counselor from the beginning. Are you interested in that? Because that's what I want to do. And if you don't want to do that, then I don't know if it's going to work out.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. If you know what, I understand you got your, she always saying you got your characteristics, but they don't gel with mine. And then I was like, okay, I'll stop doing this, I'll stop doing that, I'll stop doing this. And it was becoming a bucket list of things that I had to change. While I always said to her, I was like, you just be yourself. I don't want you to change.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing you wanted to change is not wanting you to change, is, you know, wanting you to change so much.
And she was mad at me for not having needs for her to change. She was mad at me about that. I can't win. I couldn't win.
She was mad because you didn't have anything for her to change?
No, I said, you're just fine the way you are. He's like, well, I need somebody who has needs. And I'm like, I don't want to change you, Felicia. I want you to just be you and then be comfortable being you. I'm like, I want to be comfortable being me. But that was causing her a lot of distress. Let's manipulate me. And that's where it was starting to kind of is like, okay, so this is what this is.
I'm trying to game that out. What is that? What is that? If she's like, you know, like, did she want you to have things for her to, like, I've met all his needs. I did exactly what he wanted. Because sometimes I think when there's something that like bothers you or some shit like that and you don't want her to do it, like you said, you know, that I think you didn't want her to watch my show either. Like, why don't we both quit watching it or something like that?
I put it like that. Like, I'm like, okay, here's the thing, Felicia. If you have this disdain for this individual, why keep watching him. You know, that's where I'm coming from, and I told her that, and we supposedly had common ground over it. I quit I quit watching your stream because I was partaking in the chat. I was having words. It's just like I can't have any words. I can't have any relationship with anybody that talks to those people. I'm like, why can't I? I want to talk to everybody. I don't give a shit what the conditions are. I just want to talk to people and understand.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you were, like, you know, which I think that's ridiculous too. But if you were like just not, because really the relationship, you know, you and the show, the watching me and all that shit, that predates you and her by a long, long time. You know, so I mean, like, in a way, it's the longer standing thing. But like, what I don't get is why you could you just watch the show on a replay or something, and then you're not dealing with the chat.
I could, but yeah, it's kind of fun to watch a show live and kind of be part of the moment. So that's where, the appeal is.
Would she have minded that?
As long as I didn't watch the chat, and I'm like, why? Well, yeah, I want to talk to people. I want to be part of what's going on. So it was part of that connection with the show. And over the last year and a half, I was a fan. You know what I mean? And
yeah, did she say? Did you say that she threatened to sue you?
Yeah.
What in the world could she have possibly sued you for?
She said she threw that out at me after a stream where I was talking to someone that I didn't know she didn't want me to talk to. Called me naive, called me this, called me names, and she said, "I am going to sue you." I'm like, what for? Why? When I heard those words that she was going to sue me, the whole relationship, any semblance of positivity between me and her was gone. It evaporated. And I just kept my fucking mouth shut from that point on.
How long ago was that?
About a couple months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and about a month ago, maybe.
And while you were staying at her place?
Yeah. And
okay, yeah.
It's like, okay, she's got me where she wants me. Now she can manipulate me to feel this way, to feel that way. It's like, I can't do that. I can't. I'm a human being.
You're distance from your family, distance from everything that you know. You don't know what the fuck's going on around there. And, you know, now you have to worry about getting thrown out anytime you ask any question. Okay, so let me ask you this, okay? And just no bullshit. Am I fuck nuts?
Fuck nuts?
Yeah. Lawyer up, fuck nuts.
She was talking about people who were talking about her in a stream that I had no idea what was being talked about. I don't know if she talked about you in particular.
Well, you remember when it happened during when they had been sniping you, God and Jesus, you know, and then she came on and said, "Lawyer up, fuck nuts."
Yeah, and it's like, okay, that was another thing. I was like, why are we bringing fucking legalities into this? And she was always wanting me to, like, you got to stay away from the Dabbleverse. You can't talk about the Dabbleverse. I'm like, you know what? That's kind of where I fucking got my footing. Why the fuck would I give up? Why would I fucking forget the dance steps that got me to the dance to begin with?
Well, what are you supposed to do? Just like ban everybody in the fucking chat that has a connection to any other show? Or, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Pretty much.
You know, like start over at 0 and just put a stream up, you know, under like, what, do you start a new channel? I mean, like, how the fuck do you keep people away if they know about you from, you know, the Dabbleverse?
It was a situation that I could not dig my way out of. And it was like, where am I going? How farther will this dig if I stay in this relationship? So, yeah, it was a hard pill to swallow yesterday, but it's like, I can't deal with this anymore. I got to actually be able to speak my mind and speak to whoever the fuck I wanna. And it's like, that's just the way it is. And if that is what makes this relationship not work, that's fine, because I got my future to look out for. I can't fucking acquiesce, you know.
It goes well deeper than that, and you and I both know it. You know, you weren't put on this earth to do what, you know, Felicia Gillespie or anybody else tells you to do. You're not on this earth to follow some random, in the grand scheme of things, even if it's a person you care about, any other person in the world. You're not here to take orders. You're not here to work for somebody else. You're not on this planet as a man to be treated that way and have to be looking over your shoulder and being belittled and berated and shit on day after day after day in the comfort of your own home. It's just not what you're here for. So, forget all that other stuff about your career and all that stuff. That's just external stuff. You could never live with yourself if you were letting her cut you off at the knees that way.
Yeah. And she always looked at you as like, you're going to believe in Dixon. She always brought it up unprompted. It's like out of nowhere. You and Dixon are going to become friends again. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to develop a relationship with you. Can we, not talk about your ex-boyfriend for a day or two, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days? Can we not talk about Pat Dixon?
If you could, I was like that too. If we could put together a solid week without, these copy, but something. I'm not really special. When she and I dated, there was a guy who was the Pat Dixon of that era, who was before me, who she wasn't over, couldn't get over, couldn't trust anybody because of, didn't believe anything because of that, scarred, all this shit. It was like, it's just,
Yeah.
I guess I just get the booby prize because I was the first one there,
And I have a feeling the next relationship, I'm going to be the next one that is like, he did this, he did that. You're just going to be just like him. She's going to do that same fucking horse shit to the next guy.
Well, Karmic,
God bless him.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. Hey,
let's hope it's you. Hey, this has been good, man. I'll talk to you later, okay?
You too, Pat. Take care.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Have a good one. Well, that was Pat Dixon, everybody. Yeah, I had Pat Dixon on. Hey, it's good. It's good. It's good.